My wife went to attend a friend's bachelorette week in Mexico and she spent no money and took no pictures. She called me a major freaking a-hole when I asked about it. Now, I'm starting to suspect her. I am in the middle of probably the biggest crisis of my adult life and I can barely think, so I apologize in advance if this comes across as really weird or rambly. My wife went to Mexico last week for a friend's bachelorette party, and aside for the plane ticket, the hotel and the first day's food and drinks, she didn't spend a penny all week. I mean, on the credit card it's as clear as day that on Monday up until about 9 p.m. she was buying dinner, stuff at the hotel shop, drinks at the bar, souvenirs, and then at 9 p.m. she didn't spend another cent the entire week until she was at her layover airport in Dallas. She says it's because her friend took over and paid for everything. I guess this is plausible, but it still is giving me a funny feeling. What is worse is that my wife is a person who posts her entire life on Instagram, on TikTok, mostly Instagram. But if she does anything from get a latte to picking the kids up at school, she will post it either as a picture or as a story. The last thing she posted on TikTok was that trend of people jumping into their vacation from the airport, and after that her social media is blank. I was kind of keeping an eye on it because I was excited for her to go on the trip, and again I guess it's plausible, but it gives me a funny feeling. When she got home I said I can't wait to see all the pics she took, and she really blew me off and said that she just didn't feel like taking pics that week. She has also been incredibly distant, and last night she said she just felt like sleeping on the couch because the AC hits better. This is 100% true, but I swear I heard her talking on the phone in the middle of the night. When I got up to check on her I accidentally tripped over the dog and made a huge racket, so when I got downstairs she appeared to be asleep. I brought all of this up this morning and said I'm not accusing her of anything, but all this put together is making me feel uneasy. I wasn't trying to bait her or fight with her, just get my feelings on the table. She said you are a major fucking asshole for bringing this up on her first day back at work. I said I wasn't trying to pry, just communicating with her, and she said, your communication is prying and I am not discussing this with you ever again. She then took the kids to summer camp and left. Am I wrong to suspect her? Edit. So I realized that her texts probably synced to her iPad, so I just checked. It took me a while to figure out the passcode, but I did. But there was an iMessage at 9:15 the night she got to the resort from a number with no contact info that said, okay, I'll meet you in the lobby. Is the app you said Signal? I looked up Signal and it's kind of like WhatsApp. The iPad doesn't have Signal on it. Edit 2. If you have been following my comments, you've seen that my sister is coming over and she's an insane internet sleuth and is relentless when it comes to this cheating stuff. She also scares me a bit, so I'm hoping this isn't a mistake. I'm going to probably stop responding for a while so we can talk and she can do her thing. I am numb, but she can do this. Thanks for everyone in the nice comments and the reality check, it's not looking good. Edit 3. She cheated. My sister was able to get lots of info from the real estate guy and my wife denied it at first but then admitted it. Sorry it took so long to update, but I'm numb. Have literally zero idea what to do now. Edit 4. For people looking up our personal stuff. We don't live in Lubbock, nor does my wife work for the Lubbock school system. We grew up in the area and went to college there but have long since moved to another community. Please don't try to research this as you may hurt someone who is totally not involved. I'm getting lots of advice to delete this and I don't want to, but I may have to. Edit 5. I know people really want updates and we've been talking, arguing, screaming, threatening all day long. I'm more confused than I was this morning, that's for sure. But I'm also confused, exhausted, sad, upset, nervous, and I don't know what to do. I did make a preliminary appointment with a family law attorney tomorrow to talk about protecting assets and how to navigate the legal way ahead regardless of what I chose to do. I will say that there's a subreddit that this was cross-posted to, and it may be the most toxic group of people I've ever seen online, and I feel really bad for those people. As for the privacy issues, no one has figured out who we are. That's not a challenge, by the way. I'm very tired and I doubt people are still invested, but if there's still interest I can update either on this post or a new in a few days. I'm really hoping to sleep tonight. My sister still has the kids and they are having a blast and went to the lake with her boyfriend's family today, so I'm glad they are in good hands. Update. Good morning everyone. I know it's been a while, but as I'm sure you can imagine, this has been the worst week of my life and it's been an absolute whirlwind of activity trying to get things set up in a life that I don't even really recognize anymore. First of all, I am now in the process of getting a legal separation from my wife with the aim of getting divorced. She and I both want to take the process very slow so it's fair to everyone. I do have a personal lawyer who is handling the separation, but even she recommends that it will be cheaper and easier for us to do a mediated divorce. She, the lawyer, has a colleague who has this sort of package deal where we will work with a certified counselor while we are meeting with the mediation lawyer to handle the legal aspects. The goal is to learn to be co-parents and friendly while go through the breakup. I know my wife is hoping to see the counselor with the aim of reconciling. I am doing the counseling so I can learn how to treat her with some sort of respect as the mother of my kids for their benefit. I can't possibly see reconciling, but I guess stranger things have happened. Those of you who read along last week know that my sister is one of those internet sleuths who, if you tell her a first initial and someone's eye color, she can come up with the person's entire life history in a matter of minutes. I pretty much let her handle all of the dirty work. She did some research on the guy and he's an absolute piece of shit. He has judgments and liens against him all over the country. He has 6 kids with 4 different women and is delinquent on child support on most of them. It seems like his MO is to just wait until the kids turn 18 and hope they stop coming after him. And this is the guy my wife picked to ruin everything for. My sister did get in touch with his current wife and said that she has pics and text messages that prove he was cheating and so far has not heard back from her. Who knows what's going on with that? My assumption is it's happened so many times, she expects it and/or tolerates it, but maybe we'll hear back from her. My wife and I are still in the house together until the separation is official, and we may continue to be even after the legal separation is done. I just don't know, and I figure as long as we can be friendly to each other then it's okay. I had to go away on business last week, and when I got back on Saturday it was pretty clear the fight in her was gone, and she wanted to talk and accept full responsibility and was willing to come clean about the whole thing. I told her I really didn't need to hear any more because her affair partner had confessed the whole thing and even sent pics. I think her thing is that she's utterly humiliated and has been very quiet, even obsequious as her general manner around the house. It's not really what I want because I didn't get married to have a servant, and the change in her normal fiery and funny personality is only a reminder that something is really wrong. Kids are doing fine. They are spending a lot of time with my sister and her boyfriend and his family, so hopefully looking back this will just be the summer before their parents got divorced and are missing the turmoil in the house. I guess if there's questions I can try to answer them, but that's pretty much what's been going on. OP clarifies the timeline and replies, "This is probably something I should clear up since I think it's causing some confusion, but this is how my sister and I have put together the week going based on the signal texts he sent her, again pretending to be my wife. A lot of this is speculation and me filling in the details, but I think it's accurate. Monday, they fly in and get settled. The guy makes small talk at the bar and for whatever reason charms my wife and the friends. He treats all 3 of them to drinks and food at the bar. The friends go to bed and my wife agrees to keep hanging out with him. This roughly coincides with her last charge in Mexico and the iMessage she sent him asking if she should download Signal. Tuesday, they meet up with this guy and he treats all 3 of them to parasailing, but they don't see him again that day. Wednesday, they meet him again and he offers to pay for all 3 of them to go on an ATV excursion. Only my wife goes. This is the day that he has all sorts of pics of them together on the beach, in the bar, riding ATVs, etc. I assume this to be the first day of the actual affair. It's also the day that her friend stopped posting on social media and deleted any previous pics. So I think some of those pics had something in the background of my wife and they wanted her to out herself instead of me find NG out on social media. Again, total speculation. Thursday, they woke up in his room. Pretty scant details. Friday, I know my wife was in her room because her friends joined her in the room for breakfast, but she did spend the rest of the day with him. Saturday, last day they hang out since his family is arriving. I have no idea if they interacted with his family there. But this is also the day he posted on his Instagram, "Week of golf with the boys is done. I've been waiting all week on my fam to get here." Sunday, I have no idea what she or her friends did, but I assume she was still in contact with the guy over Signal. Monday, she flies home, blows up at me for asking to see the pics she took. This is the night of the midnight call, who she says now was her calling one of the friends to beg her to give her more time to tell me. Tuesday, I log into her iPad, find the incriminating iMessage. My sister comes over, uses the iMessage number to contact the guy. He is only too happy to hear from my wife, and we learn all the information I posted above. Wednesday, we spent the whole day screaming at each other. Thursday, I met with my own family law attorney who started the legal separation paperwork, and I went out of town until Saturday. Saturday to now, lots of awkwardness, trying to be friendly but house is very cold and sterile feeling.